Welcome to Daily Steps from One Extraordinary Marriage, where we outline simple steps that you can take to have the ultimate marriage adventure. I'm Tony DeLorenzo, your co-host, along with my beautiful wife, Elisa. In today's show, we answer the question, how do you sleep in the same bed as your spouse when the two of you have opposite body temps?
This husband goes on to say, I'm hot no matter how few sheets I have on, and she's freezing no matter how many blankets she has on. I make it work, but I'm always sweating like a pig, even with one thin sheet. And
it's a great question.
It is a great question because the bed can actually be a major source of tension. And I'm not talking about just the sexual intimacy. I'm talking about the actual like physical, tangible bed, right? Blankets versus sheets, hot versus cold, firm versus soft, how many pillows are on the bed or not on the bed. And, it's so important that couples actually talk about these things.
Right.
Right. Because here's a husband who feels like he's sweating like a pig and his wife's freezing. And it's like, how do we share the same bed? And I can actually share that there were seasons in our marriage where this was very much our struggle. Right. Because I needed to be bundled like a burrito practically, with literally from head to toe. Guys, I would go to bed with a hat on my head, socks on my feet, sweats on.
Yeah.
Poor Tony. Like there was no physical
And when she
contact.
says hat, I mean like a fleece hat. Like she'd honestly come to bed with a fleece hat on, like full on like fleece jammies, big old socks on. And I would be like, this husband here, nothing. I just needed a sheet. And I was good. Mm-hmm. So I totally get it.
And that's where these conversations start to come in because the bed, while it can be a source of tremendous tension, can actually be one of the greatest tools of connection that the two of you have. So you need to discuss what's going on. Are the changes in body temperatures, are those due to hormones? Right? Hot flashes are a real thing.
I also think of just activity level. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if you're out and in both husband or wife, if you're out training, if you're doing like a lot of running, cycling, whatever it may be, there's a lot of heat created and that in itself just burns you up.
Absolutely. And what time of year are you in? Are there seasonal changes that are going on? Mm-hmm. Because I will tell you, I'm much more open to being able to sleep naked and to be able to like navigate this, like how do we be in the bed at the same time type of deal when it's warmer out. Right. And can you have the conversations around what does our, bedroom atmosphere look like when it's warm outside versus, those of you that live in places that get a lot of snow or, just places that get below 60 degrees like San Diego, which I determine is cold here. What does that look like? Right. What are the conversations that the two of you are having? And maybe you just are wired hot and cold. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people just are, it's the people that live where it's cold and they're still in t-shirts and shorts all year round, and people that live where it's hot and they want their sweater and jeans on. Some of that's just saying, this is who you are. But then coming back to the bed and saying, how do we start to navigate this as a couple? So often as we talk to the one family, we talk about the two of you being on the same team, right? Do the two of you need to make adjustments to your bedding? Right. Sometimes that can be the simplest solution. Do you get sheets that are more wicking, right? So that they actually like pull the heat away. There are pillows that are cool pillows. There are mattress pad covers that are cool, that literally make you feel cool because they've got like some kind of gel. I don't understand the science behind it. I just know it exists. My kids actually have cool pillows because they both run really hot. And so it lowers them. And these are the types of strategies that you start looking at because here's the thing. The bed is an opportunity for the two of you to have that connection. It's an opportunity for the two of you, especially even if you don't end up sleeping under the same blanket or the same sheet all night long. This idea of let's go to bed together. Let's have our connection time. Let's touch and let's just be together. And then what happens when we go into, our sleep state, when we become unconscious, that's going to take care of itself.
And I would say that's like a lot of it for us right now. And where we are, we end up getting to bed about the same time almost every night. That's our goal. I'm not saying we're perfect and make it happen every night, but that's our goal. And then we do have that time prior to falling asleep to cuddle, to be connected. And once we fall asleep, I will say most of the time we don't even touch each other. So what this allows, though, for the two of you, if you have those different options for your bedding, be it, hey, I'm going to only use a sheet and she's going to use a blanket and a heat warmer, or heating pad, it's totally cool. The key is, I think, in this regard is like, hey, let's at least make the point that we get to bed together. We have that connection beforehand and we're good. If anything, I would say there have been times too when I am running super hot and Elisa has run cold. It's just enough of our feet just touching each other that just allows for that bit of a connection while we're in bed, and we don't have to be like skin on skin for the entire night, because that would drive both of us crazy, in all honesty, and neither of us would get sleep. And personally for myself, I'd rather get sleep and know that we're just connecting in a small way than not at all. For more information on bedding options, check out oneextraordinarymarriage.com/Amazon shop.